In this video, I will give you guys my top 5 best high-end gaming PCs that you can actually buy right now from $2,000 all the way up to $6,000. So if you have a budget between those numbers, make sure to stay to the end of this video because it's going to be really important for you to understand each and every one of these PCs and what they are capable of running. Now, if you cannot find your budget on this list, don't worry because I have a full list down below in the description with every single budget, so make sure to check it out. And if you can't find it in the description as well, let me know in the comment section what's your budget and I will help you out. Without more to say, let's start with the list. With the first PC, we have the HP Omen 45L, the latest lineup for HP. Now this one is on sale right now. It used to be $2,000 and it's $850, but I recommend you buying the upgraded version. The reason being it's because the 3060 is certainly limited for 1440p gaming, and I would recommend at least a 3060 Ti for the graphics card. Now if you don't understand about components, don't worry, I'll explain what this PC is capable of running in a second, but what I'm saying is you should click on customize and buy, change the graphics card to the RTX 3060 Ti, and then change the primary storage to 1TB of SSD. So if you end up upgrading these two components that I recommend you upgrading, it will be around $2,050 and you're getting a gaming PC with the RTX 3060 Ti. You also get the latest i7-12700K, and it's really important that it's the K version and it's not an F version, especially if you're going to do video editing, because the K version comes with integrated graphics and this will help you out a lot for video editing. So if you're a content creator or you want to make a YouTube channel and start editing some videos, it's really important for you to have the K version. It's also liquid cooled, and the 45L has a whole new cooling system, so the temperatures for this PC are actually going to be really great, and that's why I put it on this list. I put it on the 5th place because I'm going from the cheapest to the most expensive price. You also get 16 gigs of RAM on dual channel. This will be enough for gaming, and unless you really need 32 gigs of RAM because you edit a lot of stuff or you open a lot of tabs, you don't need 32 gigs of RAM, especially for gaming. If you do the graphics card upgrade, this PC will be capable of 1440p 60 FPS on average in every single game, and you're going to be able to average above 144 FPS for esports titles like Valorant. So if you're thinking of buying a 1440p 144Hz monitor, this PC will actually be a great option at a decent price. And of course, for 1080p, this PC it's totally an overkill and will average more than 200 FPS on esports titles, so you have to take advantage of those numbers. With the next PC, we have the AVS Gladiator gaming desktop from Newegg. This one has the i7-12700KF. Now, like I said before, if you're going to do some video editing, I actually recommend you going with the 45L with even more upgrades. I'll talk about that in a second. But if you're just going to do gaming or even streaming, I think this PC is an actual upgrade from the last one, because on this PC you get the RTX 3070 Ti instead of the 3060 Ti, which is a huge improvement for gaming, especially for 1440p and 4K, because for 1080p you're actually not going to notice any difference since both of these gaming desktops are going to average more than 240 FPS. Then you get 16 gigs of RAM of DDR4 at 3000 MHz and 1TB of M.2 SSD. So overall, I think it's a great PC for the price, $2,400 with the RTX 3070 Ti, and it's actually going to be capable of 4K gaming 60 frames per second, even on games like Red Dead Redemption 2, and that is something to keep in mind if you want a balance between quality and performance on a gaming desktop. You also get that 240mm all-in-one liquid cooler for the CPU, so the cooling system overall is going to be great as well. And you might be wondering, what if I have a budget between $2,050 and maybe $2,200, because maybe $2,400 it's a lot for you, but you're willing to spend $2,200 on a gaming desktop? Well, if you have that budget, I would recommend you upgrading the 45L until it reaches your max budget, and the easiest way to do this is by upgrading from the 3060 Ti to the 3070, and the total price would be $2,200, especially if you want a better gaming experience. If you're more into multitasking, video editing and 3D rendering, then upgrade the CPU instead to the i9-12900K. With the next PC, we have an Pyson gaming desktop from Newegg. This one has the Ryzen 7 5800X for the CPU. It's going to perform really similar to the i7-12600K. Then you get the RTX 3080 Ti, which is the main difference. On the other gaming PC, you get the 3070 Ti. So for 4K gaming, there's actually going to be a difference, especially if you play the highest AAA demanding video games. Then you also get 32 gigs of RAM, so you get more RAM than the previous two gaming PCs, and you also get 1TB of SSD, a 240mm all-in-one liquid cooler. So overall, you're getting a nice Prebuilt gaming desktop for gaming. This PC is pricey, 3200 bucks. This is for the people that has the money and want to do some heavy content creation, or maybe you want to play on the highest resolution with the highest frame rates. Another thing that this PC has, it's a front mesh panel. This will help you out with the airflow overall for this PC. The only downside that I see on this PC is maybe the shipping time, because it actually ships from China, but other than that, I think this Prebuilt PC is actually great for 4K gaming at 60 frames per second, even on the highest demanding video games or esports titles. Another thing that you get, it's an 800 watts 80 plus gold power supply, which is going to be enough for this build, and it's going to be enough for future CPU upgradability. Now, if you want to upgrade the GPU in the future, considering that you get the RTX 3080 Ti already, I think you will need to upgrade the power supply, maybe to an 850 or 1000 watts 80 plus gold power supply, but that's down the line. For right now, this PC is actually going to perform great for all of your needs. But before buying one of these PCs, I would actually ask myself a question, and that question is, do I really need this gaming PC? Because maybe you're just going to play with a 1440p monitor, and for a 1440p display, you don't need this PC at $3,200. You can get away with the previous PC or even the previous one to that. So ask yourself that question before buying any of these gaming desktops. With the next PC, we have one from Amazon. This one is the Skyjack Prince 2 gaming PC. This PC has the Ryzen 7 5800X. Once again, you get the 3080 Ti, 1TB of SSD, 16 gigs of RAM, and a 360mm all-in-one liquid cooler for $3,500. Now, you might be wondering what's the biggest difference between this PC and the last one, and the biggest differences are the price. This one is actually more expensive, around $400 more expensive. But here you get a better liquid cooler, so you're getting a better cooling overall. You're also getting Gen 4 SSD, that is going to be faster, and it's not that important if you're going to use it just for gaming, but if you're going to do some heavy video editing and you have big files to render, this will help you out. But I think the main difference is that this one is from Amazon and it ships from Amazon, so you're getting way faster shipping times, and I think Amazon is more reliable than Newegg and Pyson. So if you end up having any problem for some reason, Amazon is the biggest company out there to help you out. But at the end, you're spending 400 extra bucks, so you have to make a decision whether you want to spend that much money for some features. For gaming, it's not going to be that different. I don't think it's worth the upgrade because you're actually spending a lot of money. But if you have $3,500 and you want to buy a gaming PC, this one, in my opinion, will be your best option. And with the last PC, we have the best one from the list. This one is $6,400. It's really expensive, but once again, some people want the best of the best. I think this one is the best Prebuilt PC out there, or it's one of the best, and we're talking about the Storm gaming desktop. This one has the i9 12900K, really important, the K version if you're a video editor. Like I explained it before, you get the RTX 3090, so the best GPU for gaming right now. So in terms of gaming, you're getting the best GPU, 32 gigs of RAM of DDR5 at 4800 MHz. This one actually doesn't make a big difference from DDR4, but maybe in the future this will make actually a difference. You also get 1TB of SSD and 3TB of hard drive, so you're getting way more storage than any other gaming PC from this list. You're also getting a 360mm AIO liquid cooler for that i9 12900K, and that makes completely sense. And then you're getting a 1000 watt 80 plus gold power supply for the future upgradability, which is really important to have on a system integrator. What I'm also seeing is that you get a Corsair 5000D airflow, so the airflow for the case is going to be great, especially because you're getting 3 fans on the top and the 360 all-in-one liquid cooler on the front. So overall, this PC is the greatest that I've ever mentioned, I think, on my channel. But once again, $6,500. You have to have the money, and you're also gotta have your reasons to buy this PC. Now, if you need more help with a Prebuilt PC or a PC build eventually, leave your question in the comment section and I will reply as fast as possible. And if you found this video helpful, leave a like and subscribe, but most importantly, hit the bell button so you get notified when I upload this type of content, which I do from 3 to 5 times a week. Thank you guys for watching, thank you for the support, and I will see you on the next one.